So we want to have a little look, Danny, about decision-making, scanning and feeling defences around and bringing your other teammates into the game. You're very, very good at this. Let's take a look at a few examples from the weekend. Talk me through what's going through your mind.
Well, in this position, I'm trying to recognise, the defender's opposite. We get marked up, and I've got to try and make the next guy make a decision.
OK, you do it really well. You get to the third defender, shift to the feet, and then you've got Kovalas runs a nice line off you. And you've done that quite a lot, but then you've got this, recognising blind sides, and what do you do here?
So on that one, it was 3 defenders on the left-hand side, but I knew I had to turn in the last man to give Quates a chance, but as you could see, he overran it. But
he overran the pass.
Yeah.
He'll probably say you passed it back. Let's take it through a few scenarios then, because what intrigues me the most about you this season is your ability to stay alive in the game and not get bound down in tackles and at the rucks. And if I take a pass, I mean, what I've seen you do a lot is you've basically backed off, allowing defences to come onto you and move sideways. Now, I was told a lot, and I'm sure you're the same. When I was playing fly half, coaches were saying, I want you to run straight, I want you to run straight. But it's not a bad thing, is it, moving sideways occasionally?
Yeah, definitely. As long as you've got everyone, on the same page as what you're doing. Like you say, coaches when you're young are saying stay straight, and there is a time and place for that. But as a fly half, I feel if I can reach the next defender, then I can create the overlap myself. Well,
that's quite interesting, because I tell kids that as well whilst we're away, that the defender in front of you is actually irrelevant. On this occasion, for me, he certainly is. But, you look at that... if you look at that defender and think, he's not defending me, and I'm sure you think the same, and you get to this guy, just make a decision. Even if he does half-tackle you, then you're going to create opportunities, aren't you?
That's it, because then hopefully, as you do that, then this guy will turn in on you, and as your supporting player, I'll be in the hole in this position.
Let's take a look at that, then, what it looks like at a decent pace. So you're effectively treading water and allowing the defences to slowly come together, creating more gaps.
Especially when it's slow to medium-paced ball, because that means the defence gets more line speed, so as I'm receiving the pass, they'll be bringing the line speed, I'll sort of be holding my feet, bounce onto this guy, he's made the decision, and then that's for the next guy to make the right decision.
OK, yeah, which is not running to lurch on the outside, because he's going to kill you. So let's take a look at that at a decent pace now. So if you guys can run a line, and we'll see exactly how Danny treads water and creates space for you. OK, let's see it.
So as they come, I'll hold, I'll bounce out, and that's the hole there that you'll be taking.
OK, so that's one scenario off that sort of pace ball. But what do you like to do off fast ball and the scanning? How quickly and what do you look at? My scenario is I've got really fast ball. I immediately know I'm matched up here. I can do an outside shoulder against one of the front 5. I know there's a wide guy out on the outside who's probably going to come forward. So what I really want them to do is I want them to come to me, or I want to really force them back. What are you thinking?
See, as a 10... This is kind of your viewpoint. You try and focus on this. You do roughly know what's going out here. But then when you've got a great 12 or an outside back who talks to you, he's kind of making your next decision for you. So if I'm focusing on this area, I realise I want to bounce to this next defender, create the overlap. As I'm doing that, if I get the call from my next man to give him early, I'll straighten and play the early pass.
OK, so let's run through that scenario. You've got someone who's, in the past, been relatively vocal. I'm saying, right, give me the ball early. I've got space wide. It's just to basically straighten up. I knew the big guy on the outside is going to step in, and then you just listen to everyone around you. You were telling me earlier about fast defence. So when you get fast ball and you want to push them back, how does that run?
Well, often when you get fast ball, the defence is backtracking because they're setting late. So as I receive this, defenders are on a slide defence. He's still my defender, but I'm still trying to interest this guy. If his shoulders turn out, then that's the chance for me to go into this area. But once again, if I come into this area and he turns to make the decision, I've got 2 players on me, my job's done, I need to give someone else the ball.
I think it's a good scenario, that, Dawson. You see the opportunity. I don't know where Dawson is, but basically, you make the right decisions at the right time. People at home just think, oh, you get the ball and you play with it. You don't think about it. You live this day in, day out, feeling defenders on top of you, knowing that they're there, utilising the space, but not always taking the opportunity. And I think it's the patience that you've shown this year in the game that has been the big difference for you. Would that be right?
Definitely. That's something you've got to focus on, is your decision-making, especially as a ball player. You live and die by that. So it's important that I make the right decisions consistently on the right basis. And a lot of it comes from training. You put yourselves in the right scenarios, you train hard, you make sure you make the right decisions more often than not. And when you come to a game, it becomes second nature.
There you go. If you're watching that, kids at home, there's a lot going on in the mind of Danny Cipriani.